Okay, we're back for the last set of our workout. We are going to do some hamstring, so bridge type stuff, just a little bit, and just to get out of our shoulders and our backs. And then we'll do some plank, and we'll end with some mountain climbers just to really pound it in there and end on a high note. So let's adjust our straps and get our mats and get ready to go. So first things first, let's adjust these straps. Right now they're over shortened. They got these bunny ears from our pull up. So we need to be careful about getting these back down because we don't want these bunny ears to twist. Nobody wants a twisted ear. So release them down, hold them down. Just be careful how the straps come back down. Once they're back into this shortened, regular shortened, it's probably okay. But just try and get the bunny ears out without anything getting twisted. And then we're going to lower these straps down to mid-calf. So mid-calf is, you know, about 6-8 inches above the ground, right where the foot cradle hits mid-calf. So I'm gonna move mine just a wee bit lower. There. All right, so that's mid-calf. And we are doing this so we can get ready for some hip press and work those hamstrings. Totally different from our shoulders. So grab your mat and adjust those and get these adjusted to right in front of our, right underneath and in front of our straps. So again, if you don't have straps, you could do bridge. So just follow along and pretend and have your feet on the ground, not in the straps because they'll just be pressed into the ground. Let me make sure you can really see me when I'm on the ground here. Okay, so to start with this, let's first test our straps. So if you sit under them and put your toes up like this, your foot cradle should be right about at the top of your toes, and mine is, so I've been doing this for a while. So that's what you're looking for. If you need to adjust, go ahead and get them so your foot cradles are right about the top of your toes. And then to get into our straps, we're putting our heels in front and our foot is going to be placed right up against that handle. So get yourself situated so that you are kind of up close to, your knees need to be able to be bent because we're doing a hip press with our hips. We're going to do a hip press. Wait, hold on. No, I was kidding. We're doing that second. First, we're going to do one with our legs straight. It's a little bit easier. So get to where you can be with your feet right about underneath that anchor point and have your legs be straight. So here we are on the ground. If you don't have straps, you can go ahead and put your feet on the ground and bridge up with your knees bent. It's not quite, maybe not quite as easy, but it's close enough. So hands on the ground to get some stability. And we are just hinging at our hips. So usually when you think of hinge, you're thinking like that, but we're kind of hinging. We're here and we're going to hinge out like this. So we're opening our hinge. So think of your hips as a little bit bent right now. And we are trying to make them straight. We're trying to make that hinge be straight. So pull your toes to your nose, really get some energy into those legs and press your hips up off the ground so you have a plank position, just in the opposite direction of what you normally think. So here we are in a hip press. And then we're just gonna lower back down. Pull those reset, pull those toes to your nose. Press those hips up off the ground and find that plank. And hold it for 3, 2, 1, and lower. And just one more time, activate those toes and legs and press those hips up off the ground. Straight line from heels to shoulders. And hold here for 3, 2, and 1, and lower. Okay, so that's level 1. If we want to make it a little more challenging, now is where we're going to scooch up. So you need to scoot up underneath the anchor point so that your knees can be bent at about a 90. Doesn't have to be exactly, but just so they're bent a little bit. Make sure your feet are even. That's what I was just doing. And then from here, it's the same thing. We're going to be pressing our hips up. So our hips are we're going to try and make a straight line from our shoulders to our knees are going to be the straight line point now. So from here, have those hands on the ground again for stability. Keep those feet flexed in the straps. We're really pressing into our heels, and we're going to lift those hips up off the ground and get them up as high in the air as we can until we get to that straight line point from our shoulders to our knees. So 3, 2, 1, and down. And that should feel a little more challenging than the other option. Certainly, I felt my hamstrings starting to fire, which is where you want it. Let's do it again. We'll do it a couple more times just to get that motion in there, and I'll show you one more slightly more challenging way of doing it after that. So 2 more times. Here we go. Activate your feet, toes to your nose. Lift those hips up. Straight line from knees to shoulders. 3, 2, 1, and down. Whew. And the last time, get ready for it. Activate again. Lift those hips up. Toes are pulled forward. Here we go. Feel those hamstrings burning. 2, 1, and down. Whew. And just put those legs straight to give your hamstrings a break for a second. Oh, I even want to put my arms over my head just to stretch my whole body out. It feels really good. So our last hamstring exercise here on our backs, it's all the same, but we're going to take away some stability. So right now we've had our hands and arms down on the ground to help us get our bodies up off the ground there. So if we want to try to slightly more challenging, we can lift our arms up off the ground so that we really have to balance and use our core and our upper bodies because we don't have our arms to help us. So let's try it, just a couple like this with our arms up if you want. If the other way was challenging enough, stick with that. I don't want you to overdo and hurt yourself. But if you feel up for this and are ready to just try it, you can always put your hands back down if it's too much. So here we go. Arms are up, toes are to our nose, heels and legs are activated. Really press into those straps before we lift. And now lift those hips up and notice that your core really tries to wobble. And 2, 1, and down. Woo! So we'll try that 2 more times. So I noticed that I really had to stabilize a lot more in my core because I really was using my arms to stabilize when I had them down on the ground. So let's try it 2 more times. Here we go. Activate those hamstrings before we even lift up. And lift those hips. 3, 2, 1, and down. And what I mean by activate hamstrings here is I'm really, really pressing my heels into the bottom of these foot cradles here and pulling my toes to my nose really hard. So in doing that, it's activating everything in the back of my leg and my hamstrings. So one more time, think about that. If you're not feeling it, that's some advice for how to try and feel it a little more. If you are, you're good to go. So press down, activate those hamstrings, really feel them before you press your hips up. And we'll stay here for 3, 2, 1, and down. Whew. Okay, so straighten those legs out. Give those hamstrings a break. Whew. Feet out of the foot cradles. We're gonna come on up and we are gonna get ready for a little bit of plank. So of course, plank, you don't need straps for this. The straps just give you an extra challenge. So it really is up to you. You don't even need, even if you have the straps, you don't have to use them for this. But we're gonna work our way up to some stuff with our straps, with the plank. So, and then we'll end with those mountain climbers like I promised, and then we'll cool down. So to get into your, into your straps, I always cross my left foot over there, my right foot under my left foot, and turn to my left. I probably should switch it up just because I always do it that way, and I should try something different. But for today, I did it the same way again. I promise I'll do it a different way next time. So we're still at mid-calf. We're just turned and faced the other way. So we're on the ground and we're facing away, and we're going to get into our plank position. So let's try it on forearms first. So here we are. Elbows are directly underneath our shoulders. And we're going to pull our toes to our nose just like before and press those heels out and lift our knees up off the ground and make that big plank, straight line plank with our elbows on the ground. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. So that's plank. You can stay there if you've got wrist trouble or don't want to do your hands. You can stay on your forearms, totally fine. Let's try it on our hands though, if you can. Just to, again, just kind of slightly different motion. The same deal, hands should be directly under shoulders. And we're going to activate those legs again. So it's a full body workout. Everything should be active. So pull those toes to your nose, press those heels into the handles, and lift those hips up and knees up off the ground. Straight line, and we'll hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Okay, so we're gonna up the ante a little bit before we get to the mountain climbers and try out plank press. So if plank itself was challenging as it was, I would suggest for this, not having your feet in the straps just to start. Well, you know what? We can just do it that way. We can all try that first. So on your forearms, we're gonna start on that forearm plank. We practiced both versions, forearm and hands. There's a reason. So for plank press, we're going to get into that forearm plank. Here we are. And we are going to, with as little hip and side to side action as possible, we're going to lift our hand up underneath us and then press up with that other hand. And then knees down. We're just going to start with that, okay? So once more without the straps, and then I will get into the straps a different way. So here we are with forearm plank. Let's do the left hand first, and then the right hand. So as little motion as you can, and then knees back down. So if that's hard enough, don't put your feet back in the straps. Here I am going on the wrong side. It feels wrong. And I'm going to put my feet back in. So here I got my left foot over here. My right foot's on top over here. Okay. It feels super awkward, but here we are. So obviously I need to do it that way more often because it feels weird. So I'm going to try this with our feet in the straps this time. So plank press again. So forearms. Starting on forearms, everything is, rules still apply. We're just adding a little motion in there. So active feet with those hips up off the ground, knees up and straight. And from here, we'll try and lift our right arm. Oh, and I can't quite get my left arm, so knees down and press back down. So if it's too much, like it was for me just now, we have to modify and do it as we can. So I had to put a knee down, that's fine. So I'm gonna try one more time and see if I can get it. If that was too much for you too, try again. We'll see if we've got it. I'm gonna try my left arm first this time instead of my right arm and just see what I got. So here we go. Forearm plank, and here's my left arm. Ooh, here's my right arm. So I had it a little bit better that time. Still not great, but you know, sometimes we have to try it and we have to make mistakes and then we move on, and it's not so bad the second time. So I'm going to try it again. If it felt really off for you, just back it off a little bit. Maybe take your feet out of the straps and try it back again that way. I'm going to keep my feet in the straps and just try it again. It's not perfect, but the only way we get better is by practicing. So forearm plank again. I'm going to lift up into that plank, and I'm going to try my right arm first, and then I'm going to try to lift into my left arm. So my left arm is just a little weaker, and it's really hard to lift it up when it's alone like that. So better that time, hopefully better for you too. So let's one more time on that so that we're even. I've done 2 where I did my right arm first and 1 with my left arm first. So I'm going to do my left arm first one more time here. So forearm plank, active feet again. And here we go, left arm first. And then really press into that right arm. So again, it's not perfect, but a work in progress, and that's what we are. Okay, feet out of the straps. Let's do a little child's pose just to take a break for a second. I'm gonna grab my phone. So we've got a timer, and get yourself ready because we are gonna get into some mountain climbers. So the biggest thing with mountain climbers, you can pick forearms or hands, whichever is more comfortable for you. You can be in the straps or not, either way. So I'll show here some mountain climbers, forearms or hands, and you're gonna lift and back down. So your hips lift up as your knee comes up and back down. It's like a little standing crunch. You're on the ground. So hips come up and knee comes up. So you can do that without straps at all, obviously, or if you want, you can put your feet in the straps. I'm gonna do it the super awkward way again. It's killing me inside, but I'm gonna do it. We're gonna do it for 1 minute total. And this is our last hurrah. So make it count, guys. Make it count. So pick your poison. Straps or no straps, forearms or hands, and come on up into plank. And here we go, 1 minute. So make sure you lift those hips. As you come in, you can go as fast or as slow as you like. This is the end. We're burning it out, finishing on high. I want you to feel like you really got some work in here. Woo. Keep going. We are halfway. Keep burning it out. Almost there. 20 seconds down. It's 15. It's 10. Ooh, keep going, ladies. And guys, if you're out there, 5, 3, 2, 1. Ooh. Oh. Okay. I want to cheer for you, but I'm also tired. Awesome job. Ooh, hopefully you're feeling the burn after all that. Oh, so grab some water, catch your breath, and we just are going to cool down after that. And we'll bring that T-spine rotation back so you can see how you're feeling after all that and see how that T-spine feels, how limber you feel in your backs now. So grab some water. We'll be right back.